Great obituaries of Ravi Ashwin and his career. Well, he's answered them back. Another 5 wicket haul, 5 for 51 from Ravi Ashwin. India have a target of 192, and we still have another 20 minutes left because you'll have a 10-minute innings change, and then after that, India have a pretty tricky 20 minutes to go. And day 4, you are going to see this result going, I would say, now mostly in India's
It's
favor.
80-20 in India's favor because,
Yep.
again, you remember innings change as well as day change. You will get the rollers, let's say, effect as well. So 190, not an awful lot. I would, if I'm, again, the Indian team, I'd tell the openers, especially Yashasvi Jaiswal, we know, he can be aggressive up front. Play aggressively, get as many runs. After that, see things out with wickets in hand because the pitch will get tricky. As it showed many times today, there were many occasions where things did get very tricky with, some very good balls. There was either staying low, there was extra spin on offer. So use the roller effect as much as possible. And after that, well, 190 runs should not be a lot.
Although, a word of caution here, 190 plus has never been chased down in Ranchi, but that's because the sample size has been so little.
You've had
only
two tests.
yeah, and you've never had this kind of a situation also. So that is why it will be unknown territory for India. And many people are asking, why do we have to play so many? It's almost how many 3 overs are left in the day. But remember, you have to play until 4:30.
That is the given time.
Yeah.
So if you've not completed or if you've completed all of those overs before time, then no problem. You'll play till 4:30, as many overs as you can fit in till then.
Fit in then. And remember, today there were 3 spinners. Today, neither Mohammad Siraj nor Akashdeep got an over. I think Akashdeep didn't bowl a single
Siraj, I
over.
think, did bowl an over or two,
Yeah.
but Akashdeep definitely didn't bowl an over.
Yep. So we all thought that this is a very crucial session because Johnny Bairstow and Ben Foakes were there at the crease. But the first ball of the session, Johnny Bairstow popped it to silly point. I mean, unconventional silly point, and he fell. And after that, a horrendous shot from Tom Hartley, a equally horrendous shot from
Ollie
Ollie
Robinson.
Robinson. Bashir and Foakes hung in there, but Foakes was undone by the carom ball that Ravichandran Ashwin bowled, caught and bowled. And James Anderson attempting a reverse sweep of Ravichandran Ashwin to give him 5 wickets.
It's the 10th 5-wicket haul, if I'm not mistaken, for Ashwin in the 3rd innings of a test match in India, further solidifying his status as one of the best bowlers in Indian conditions, spin bowlers.
And Ashwin, I mean, see, everybody was saying, oh, this is not the series for Ashwin, maybe the law of average catch him. Yes, for the first 3.5 tests, if you look at it, it was. He had a decentish outing in Hyderabad.
But beyond that, I think,
yeah, he did struggle. But now, Ash, 5 wickets, yet again showing his mental strength, yet again showing his skill set. Once he had gotten those 3 wickets at the top, you knew that he was going to pounce in from the kill. And look at it, the wicket of Root probably showed that yes, I'm here that I'm fully in my zone. Now you are playing according to my terms at this point. So when he fell, then you polished the tail off. Of course, Bashir and Foakes did frustrate you in that. So that's why excellent effort from Ravichandran Ashwin. But the one who started it all was Kuldeep Yadav. I mean, the ball to get rid of Zach Crawley, it reminded me of how Kuldeep dismissed Maxwell in that World Cup match in Chennai. But then he was simply awesome throughout. Stokes, luckily, the luck went with India because low bounce, it went back onto the stump, similar to how Kuldeep had that stroke of misfortune at the start. So Kuldeep and Ashwin combined with 9 wickets in the match, and that's why India could be on the cusp of winning the match and the series. But remember, 192 is a very tricky chase. England still are in it, but now I would say the advantage is what I had said, 50.1 India, 49.9. Now I will say it is 55-45 in India's favor, but they have to bat very sensibly.
I think 60-40, because again, you will get the roller advantage both in the innings change as well as for the start of tomorrow. They couldn't have chosen a better time really to bat. So I'm not advocating for them to go hell for leather, but you can play your strokes because of course the roller will ease the pitch out at least for a while. After that, if you get enough runs, keep enough wickets in hand, you should be able to get the number of runs needed because I don't think it's going to be.
And if you look at the depth that is there in the Indian cricket team, it shouldn't be a problem.
When you have 8 pure batters or 8
Kuldeep
batters,
also can hang
no,
in.
I'm talking about 8 until Ashwin. Then you've got a Kuldeep who can hang in, and Akashdeep that can tonk, and Siraj who also on his day can get you a few runs here or there. So I don't think depth is an issue. I think you
Pressure.
just do not need to collapse. avoid a
pressure,
collapse.
yeah, the pressure is going to be the most important thing. Remember, 220, 231, right, was the target that England had to defend in Hyderabad. They got through, but only by the barest of margins. 192, never been chased in Ranchi before, but always there's a first time here. Looking at the pitch, the amount of revs, the amount of turn that Ashwin,
And the
Jadeja,
bounce, really. The bounce
and the
will be the
bounce.
key thing. How do you negotiate the bounce? Because the bounce was very uneven.
Yes.
That will be the one thing that worries me. Turn, I don't think worries me as much, but the variable bounce could be what, the Indian batters will need to watch out for.
Yeah, so it is not going to be an easy chase. Let us be very, very honest about it. You heard it right here. I am not saying that India will chase it down in a canter. Oh, we'll
10
win by
wickets
8,
to
10
spare.
wickets. No, no, no. It will be a close fight. England will give all their hearts out because remember, if England lose this, they have lost the series, and serious, serious concerns will be then raised about the style of play. Today there was no baseball in play. They collapsed with 6 wickets for just 25 runs.
And today was not a case of them throwing their wickets away. Today, give all the credit to the Indian bowlers, many of whom you guys themselves have derided sometimes saying they can't extract. They bowled very, very well. There was not one wicket, except maybe the lower order. I would say a Robinson threw his wicket away, a Hartley threw his wicket away. Those were the only ones. The top order batters were all gotten rid of by fantastic bowling efforts, nothing else.
Yep, I mean, if you look at the Pope wicket, yes, Pope himself was guilty of, I think he was under pressure, played the wrong choice of shot, and that's why he got a pair.
But good bowling. I will
Good
take
bowling.
nothing away from Ashwin.
Crawley's wicket was sensational. I mean, that is one thing that opened
Crawley
up.
even duck it.
Duck it, yeah.
The ducket ball,
Yeah.
Ashwin deceived him with the drift he got.
Yes.
Because the way it drifted, Duckett kind of played for the one to turn away, the conventional off break. Instead, it spun inwards. And what happened?
Route, whatever you may want to say. Okay, the pitching and everything in that, it pitched in line.
No, it pitched
was
in line.
out.
Pitched in
Whatever the English media and the former England players can
It
whine
pitched in
or do
line.
about it.
Let's leave it at that.
Let's
It
leave
pitched
it
in
at that.
line.
Yep. And then Stokes luckily got the wrong end of the stick for India because he defended it. He had survived an umpire's call, by the way. And then he lost out. So now Johnny Bairstow luckily threw his wicket away. He
Absolutely threw his wicket away.
It hit the crack, spun away, and he just popped it. So that's why fantastic effort from Ravi
I
Ashwin.
think we have the innings about to start.
Yes,
we
it is.
do.
Jaiswal
So
and
we'll see you
Rohit.
guys again in about 25 minutes time.
Yeah,
It's
25
4-5.
minutes. Yep. And you're going to see pacers, and I think they'll also bowl the spinners because
They have to.
India started with spin. Ashwin
They
bowled.
opened two spinners
Yep.
because again you had Ashwin and Jadeja bowling in tandem with the new ball. I'd be very
Yes.
surprised if England don't do the same.
So, tricky 20 minutes, but tomorrow you may see a stamp of who might win in that match. But it's advantage India at this point
For
in
sure,
time. So,
for sure.
from me and Shane, we'll see you in 25 minutes from now. Bye bye, and don't forget to download